seriously and not be, put off as a side issue. I think the other thing that has been really interesting, Morgan, is to see how many men care about these issues as well. I think a lot of issues, particularly childcare, has been always relegated as somehow women's issue. It's a family issue for millions of American families. And I think that the exciting thing is, partly because we have, now women running for president, a lot of these issues are now being talked about. But it's important that not just women running for office talk about them, but men as well.
It's interesting you mentioned things like affordable childcare. Have you noticed the nature of these issues change? And I ask because I remember doing an interview in South Carolina, and it was a woman who had come from a Republican family, and she had voted Democrat for the first time. And she said, I'm voting according to women's issues because I never thought they would be under threat. And it really struck me that she said that. Are you noticing what women care about is changing?
It's changing. It is in a way. It's funny. We just got out of the field after polling women across the country. I think there's a couple of things that were really striking. 2/3 of American people, including a lot of men, believe that women do not have equity in the workforce, in our economy, and that is a concern. And there's also more and more women who are saying they can't put their finger on it, but they just feel like that they are losing their rights in this losing ground, and that is worrisome. And I think that's going to be a very motivating factor for voting, for women wanting to be more active and talk to other women in their communities. That's really the idea of supermajority, and we're so excited to be launching in Atlanta with Stacey Abrams on September 15th, traveling all across the country in Las Vegas, Nevada on October 2nd.
Well, I really like what you said about this being an inclusive movement, that it's not just for women, but it's also for men and people who care about women.
When women do better, everyone does better, and that's really the idea of supermajority.
All right. Cecile Richards, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
And coming up, Boris Johnson is blindsided as the British Parliament takes control of the Brexit debate. You're looking live at British lawmakers debating on the Parliament floor. All the details right here just after the break. Stay tuned. You're watching MSNBC.
With my hepatitis C, I felt I couldn't be at my best for my family. In only 8 weeks with Maverick, I was cured and left those doubts behind.
I faced remarks cured.
Even hanging with friends, I worried about my hep C, but in only 8 weeks with Maverick, I was cured.
Maverick is the only 8-week cure for all common types of hep C. Before starting Maverick, your doctor will test if you've had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take.
From this, 2 mantras have been compromised by him just being this distraction. I talked about one yesterday. We were talking about next man.
It was about just we love to talk about athletes and their egos, and coaches have just as big an egos and even bigger. And this to me reminds me, and you made the point about recognizing, are you hurt, or are you injured, and are you really helping your team? This goes back to, I was critical of RG3, his rookie year. Hey man, he needs to get out of there because he's actually hurting his team the entire second half. He can't perform. And I thought he thought he was taping his Nike or Gatorade commercial, and this was his Jordan moment, his flu game, and it hurt the Washington Redskins. Hugh Freeze the same thing. All right, let's move to Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines, whose season is off to a promising start after scoring 40 points in week 1 where they debuted their new spread offense. This season, Harbaugh has terrific control of play calling. The new offensive coordinator, Josh Gaddis, who he said was practically flawless in week 1. Joe, I think Harbaugh perhaps is listening to his critic and delegating properly, I would think, to Josh Gaddis. I think this is a smart move by Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's listening to his critics as much as he watched the film against Ohio State and Notre Dame a year ago. And this is what I mean by that. In the Harbaugh era, they have been really good against the teams that they're supposed to be. And then as soon as they line up against a team that they are, evenly matched with or even overmatched, what happens is that they have an inability to move the football